Guys One Gamepad. My name is Sig. I'm here with, as always, the Vanna White of Two Guys One Gamepad, Rahgel. Or as voice chat likes to say, Rachel or Rog. That was a new one.
Oh,
Don't
Rob
know.
was a new one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one.
So if you go check YouTube's the transcripts, which is not something I make, that's generated by YouTube themselves. You are Rog on the latest episode.
Awesome. That's what. Yeah. I mean,
I was like, okay,
why not? Yeah, I mean, it works.
whatever. But yeah, it's interesting. I was like, oh, he's gonna give me shit for that. That's not me. Just want to clarify that.
Uh,
Anyways, what have you been up to this past since the last episode or two?
let's see. Last episode we talked about what
Call of Duty
stuff. Yes, we did have Call of Duty. I've played a little more of Modern Warfare. Not too much. I'm enjoying it, but obviously life is happening, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to do it. But I'm enjoying it. Multiplayer is not bad. I just played a little bit before I got on too. Campaign's still decent. I haven't gotten that far into it either. I don't think I've fully committed to that game.
Don't worry about the money you spent on it, but
Yeah, no, not at all. But the good thing, I mean, the campaign will be there for me to go back and play whenever I absolutely have no time to do anything else.
true. Warzone
But
comes out
tomorrow,
yeah, Wednesday the 16th.
16th.
So by the time this airs, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we should have some type of update for it.
Yeah, we'll have a 2 week or 3 weeks, whatever time span is. We'll have a review of Warzone 2 and then an updated review of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the 2022 edition, at that point as well, to see basically has anything changed. But that's for a later episode. We'll get into that one. But speaking of Call of Duty, I talked briefly to you about this before we started, and that's this past week, a week and a half. Buddy of mine and I were playing Call of Duty, and for those of you who don't know, that is a rated M for mature, meaning 17 or older, not minors, 17 or older. Why is that important? That leads me into today's topic, which is playing video games of any type, but mostly those rated M with players who are not of age, also known as minors. So, but like I was saying, we were playing Call of Duty, and we so happened. Now, grant, technically, yes, there's voice modulators, but based off the situation and who all came on board, we know it was a minor. We're playing Call of Duty, and this player is just getting super, super annoyed because they are dying left and right, and it's on the border map where it's just the road. There's cars everywhere. It's right between the U.S. and Mexico border. I can't think of the map name, but the one that majority of people just fucking hate because it's hard as shit to gain ground, and once you have it, you have to hold on to it. Anyway, so he kept dying, and he was pissed off at my teammate and I because you're not protecting us. This is stupid. I'm supposed to be so good. I'm so much better than you. Like, what? The dude wasn't even following us, okay? We went right, he'd go left. We go left, he'd go right. It's not like we weren't trying to play as a team. Because my buddy and I were playing as a team. And so we don't use voice chat, by the way, or I don't use voice chat. Let me rephrase that. I don't use voice chat inside game. I use Discord typically because of this situation, and just I hate voice chat. And we only use it because the buddy couldn't play using Discord, so we had to use in-game voice chat, and knew something was gonna happen. And sure enough, because this little kid was getting all bent out of shape, and was starting to piss me off and piss teammate off, we literally was like, I treat everybody who plays these games like an adult. If you're playing a rated M game, I will treat you like an adult. Meaning my language doesn't change. And for those of you who are like, oh, you would swear in front of your absolutely, I would swear in front of my kids. Absolutely. Does not bother me. They know not to swear at people and not to target at people with swear words. You stub your toe, and that thing hurts, and you say, son of a bitch. All right, proper context. That's all I care about. So I get pissed off, and I tell this kid, I was like, hey, you need to kind of shut the fuck up. You're being fucking annoying. You're sounding like a little whiny ass bitch. Shut up, sit down, and you follow us or get off. It's that simple. Well, after a game or two, this kid basically calls in his Karen mom, and she gets all pissed off and bent out of shape and tries to threaten us with legal action because how dare two grown adults play a rated M game like Call of Duty? How dare we play this video game? Because video games are for children. I hate that stigma, by the way. But so she gets pissed off. She threatens us and all this stuff, and she basically makes it sound so bad. And she got upset when I was like, "You understand this is a rated M game? I mean, the only way he can get a hold of it is if one, he inputs his birthday as a digital purchase, inputs his birthday as saying he is 17 or older. Second way he can get it is if he gets a physical copy, which again, legally speaking, retail establishments are supposed to be checking ID to see if you're 17 or older. Does that happen? No, it does not. But from working retail, especially stores like Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, I can tell you, you can get a lot of fucking trouble if you don't. And it's better just to piss the kid off and say, hey, you're fucking 13. Go get mommy and daddy. And if they want you to have this game, they can come pay for it. I'm not selling you this game. Sorry, it's rated M. I've had to do that several times before. But anyway, so I tell this mom all this, and she shuts up, sits down really quickly, and just starts huffing and puffing like she's trying to spit something out, but couldn't get any words together. So finally, we're just like, whatever, fuck this shit. And I told the guy, like, look, I'm not playing on voice chat, so if you want to talk, you have to figure out a way to get on Discord. I'm not playing on voice chat. I'm not dealing with this shit again. Done. I like. Why do I mention all of this? How do you feel about that type of shit? Use
When
voice
dealing
chat?
with, okay, so when I play a lot of times, obviously I don't play with anybody, so I play with a lot of randoms. There are times where I play with a lot of kids, and you can tell that they're kids just by the way they talk. Yes, there's voice modulations, but you can just tell by the way that they talk, just in general. And
Their grammar structure sucks.
yes, and also, I mean, there's random times where they're cussing left and right, and I end up just muting them majority of the time because I can't stand them. Their voice is annoying because they're all high pitched and constantly talking about stupid shit, and it's always follow me, come over here, do this, protect us. You're not doing this. You suck, bro. I'm like, God, okay, I'm done. Like, I just mute it. I don't even talk to them. I just
Friendly
ignore
fire
it.
on?
But if but if dealing with like for the kid to call his parents in and deal with that shit, I mean, how if my kid calls me in, I'll say I'm say my oldest son calls me in like they're being mean. I'm like, well, stop being a bitch and handle it.
Yeah.
For one,
Grow up
two,
or get off.
if you can't handle it, get off the damn game.
Yeah.
Because obviously, growing up, we played Modern Warfare 2, the original, which made a lot of people men just playing that game because of how toxic it was. Toxicity was very, very thick during the Modern Warfare 2 lobby days.
It was an integral part of the
Yes.
game.
It was a growing experience. If you you went into a boy and came out a man, it's what it was. But I mean, if he's gonna get all butthurt like that, get out the fucking game.
Yeah.
And what legal action is she even trying to do? You cussed on my kid?
So
Tough shit.
okay, so legally speaking, I did find this out because there are actually cases of this. You can go Google search this. But there have been cases where an adult is playing a video game. Doesn't matter what it is. There's a couple cases specifically around Fortnite because that's the bigger, well known. It is an E for everyone rating. But there's been several cases worldwide. There's tons in the UK and Europe. There's several here in the US as well. That basically something happened, something was said. The kid is traumatized. Heavy quotation around traumatized. The kid's afflicted somehow, and he bitch and whines to the parents. Parents say, "Hey, that's not very appropriate," and they seek legal action. And there's been people who have been charged with like assault, harassment. There's been one for traumatizing a minor or some type of verbatim that basically means you scarred this minor, and they won. The fucking kid and his mommy won, and then there's been other times where EA or Epic Games or Blizzard or Activision or whoever the developers are came out and said, okay, well, that person's banned, but the kid and mom get to keep their account. And then everyone's trying to bitch and whine, mostly PC players, try to bitch and whine that, well, it's not fair that in order to use voice chat or in order to use Call of Duty or play Call of Duty, you have to have double authentication set up with your mobile cell phone number that has to be on a registered data plan. People are a bit pissed off and bit out of shape about that, even though Overwatch does it too. Like, it's still Activision. You're like, well, that's just not fair. What about this? What about kids who play this? The game is not meant for minors. There is an ESRB rating that literally states if it's E, it's for everyone. If it's T, it's for teens. So you know the ones that end in teen, 13, 14, that you get the drift. Okay, I don't have to count numbers out for you. Then you have rated M. M is for mature, 17 and older. In some states, it is 16 and older, and in other states, it's 18. And in some countries, it's 21. So I did run into that a few times when I was living in Europe over a decade ago. But the point is there's these ratings on there for a reason, because it's to basically prevent this from happening. And yet when it does happen, the person that's at fault, i.e. the adult, tends to get blamed and shut down really quick, rather than looking at the mom and dad, be like, well, how did your son or daughter acquire Call of Duty? How did your son and daughter acquire Doom? Like, what's going on here? Like, this is not an E for everyone. It's not bad. It's bad parenting if you're going to come on and you're going to bitch and complain that your kid is being tormented, harassed on a video game that is above their age group. Sorry, you're at fault too. And like, again, I'm with you. Granted, my kids are 5 and 3, but if my kids started playing at any point and they're like, hey, I want to play online, it's like, okay, cool. I can already tell you right now, no voice chat, period.
Yep.
And you're likely not to play Call of Duty or a rated M game, not because you're not an adult, but because I don't think you need to be subjected to that at this point. When you get to your teenage years, 13, absolutely, I will be that bad parent that buys the game for myself and let them play. But again, no voice chat. And if you're going to use voice chat, it's on you, boo boo, not me. Someone's going to say some hateful things about your mom. Somebody's going to say some hateful things about your dad. And let me tell you what. One, it's not hateful. And two, I've probably been called a lot worse. Especially during the 2006 to 2009 era of Call of Duty.
Yes, because those were very, very harsh lobbies. Shit got very real.
And it was all teenagers and kids. That was like the worst part.
Yeah.
It's not like adults. It was fucking teenagers. Well, young adults.
There were adults, but yeah, I mean, there were adults in there, but it's not like
adults now.
I don't know. Well, the adults now were the ones that grew up through the lobbies like that, but now the kids that are trying to be us back then can't handle it and get butthurt. No, it's not saying every one of them, but there's a very, very vast majority, yes, that are not able to handle it, and that's just society in general. But another thing on top of that shit, I see that swatting is becoming a thing again. That's picked back up.
Yeah, and that's a big reason. Like, I'm so hesitant to play or stream certain games anymore because it's happening so frequently. It's not even to just like big time streamers anymore. It's even like your medium and micro streamers who have, a few hundred. And some states have stricter laws around swatting. Other states are just now getting hit with this, and they're not really sure how to handle this per se, but they have to treat every call like a serious life or death situation. And it's terrible.
It's
there's
crazy.
no way to put it. It's terrible.
Yeah. And I don't get like there's people that do that shit to other people and they just man, I just watch some of the videos of it and some of the stuff that happens and the way that it goes down, busting the doors and have no idea what's going on. It's
Yeah,
just crazy. I don't understand why anybody would want to do that to somebody
because somebody
at
got
all. It's
bent out of shape
damn
or pissed
toxic.
off.
Yeah, and that's again,
That's what it is.
that's the you can't handle either you can't handle a video game or the shit that's being said to you
There's no difference there.
because the pussification of everything that's happened.
Yeah, like
So
it's I don't know. That like I want to play certain games like stream because I know they kick off and they take off really well. But at the same time, I don't want to play them because I am seeing a lot like especially when you're playing Call of Duty a lot lately, or even Destiny 2. There'll be times when I'm playing and people will be in my chat, "Hey, can I join you?" Hmm, I haven't seen your name in my chat before. No. Or right now, well, for the last like all of this year because I'm on YouTube now. All this year, I was like, yeah, definitely, you can come play with me, but understand this, uh, you're not gonna be allowed in my voice chat. Oh well, we can use in game. No, I don't use in game. And like that's I legitimately tell people every time it's like I don't use in game voice chat, and I will not use it if I absolutely don't have to. Now, if like you and I are playing and you're streaming or we're trying to record content for Two Guys One Gamepad's YouTube channel, and you want your audio in there, absolutely fine. I'll fucking use voice chat. But again, nice thing about the latest Call of Duty is we can create a party chat that is just you and myself, and we don't have to worry about anybody else. Now, does that always work? No. In my experience, no. It does not always fucking work. Very seldom it
no,
does,
no,
actually.
it won't always work. No, it's just I don't know the crazy shit that happens with swatting the underage kids, or minors or whatever you want to call them, and then
They're,
the
whatever you want to
bitching and
call it,
complaining.
they're
It's
minors.
fucking stupid shit, man. It's fucking annoying. Like, play the game, shut the fuck up. I mean, talk shit, that's fine. Talk shit, but be able to handle when it's talked back to you or you're told to shut the fuck up. Don't run to your mom, your dad, and say they're being mean. No, get the fuck off the game.
Listen, if you're gonna talk shit, first off, let's just back up to that point. If we're gonna talk shit, talk it correctly. Use the word and the verbiage correctly. Again, I don't have a problem. I swear in front of my children. I don't care. I tell my children this every time too. You can swear, but understand. You need to one understand the word itself.
Use
Understand
it in the right
the yeah
context.
the context, and you have to
Mm-hmm.
you have to understand like my daughter. Literally today, I'm driving. I have very bad road rage, but this person in front of me is going freaking 10 miles an hour in a 40. That's a one lane road. I can't pass. Double yellows, can't pass. So I'm getting pissed off, and my daughter can tell. And she's like, God damn idiot. I'm like, you're fucking absolutely right. It's motherfucking, like, bad. But at the same time, I'll tell her, it's like, hey, remember, that's one, we only say that inside the house. We only say that inside the car. We don't ever say this out in public because you are a child. And you definitely, 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 definitely do not say this at school. Do not say this at school. Can I say it at grandma and grandpa's? Sure. I don't care. Where do you think I learned it? And it wasn't just grandpa. Just hate to tell it. Your grandma has a mouth too. But if it's used, it sounds so weird, but if it's used in the proper context, it doesn't bother me. But there's been so many times and it's not just kids. There are adults who are terrible, especially if English is not their first language. It's terrible. It's funny to some degree, but it's
Yes.
terrible. But like, I got called, um, I got called a dick pusher a while back. I was like, I don't know how to, I don't know how to take that. Yes, but I guess by definition, I am a man. I do have that appendage, and it does get pushed into stuff. yes. Like, are you? Is that an insult? Like, what's going on here? I'm so confused. Shut up. I was like, I'm so confused. Or somebody called
There's
him
been
a bitch fucker. I was like, ah, that's a good one. But sit down, twat waffle. You don't want to play this game. What did you say? What's that? Go ask your mom. Don't let your kid play a
Yeah,
game if you don't want them to learn a new word.
that's true. They're gonna pick up plenty, especially in Call of Duty lobbies. They'll walk
Doesn't
out with a whole new vocabulary.
doesn't have to be Call of Duty lobbies. Come, just watch me play God of War.
Which, yeah, I mean it's fucking weird. Kids are weird. Parents are even weirder.
But it's that's the like maybe it's just me, but that's the weirder part is that parents are worse than the kids, and majority of the time, at least from my experience, a lot of these parents played the game back in the day when it was super toxic,
Mhm.
and they're like, you can't talk to my child that way. Bitch, I will talk to your child how the fuck I want. They're not my kid. I'm not the one that has to explain to them what these words mean. That is an action caused by your action known as a consequence. Suck it. No problem whatsoever.
So after the whole arguing with the kid and the mom, did it all just kind of she just shut up and go away? And how
Uh,
did you
we,
end up with this kid with so many different games?
he joined that party, which again is another feature I hate at Call of Duty.
Oh, so he wouldn't even leave the party. He just stayed there.
We ended up blocking him.
Okay.
That's what like really tripped us out is we couldn't figure out. And what we noticed is like if you play with like two or three people in your lobby, you can find matches pretty quickly. Anything more than three but less than six, you're struggling to find a party to play against.
Mhm.
But I also didn't know he was on our team because we get out of a match and we'd load back into a match almost instantly. Or we get out of a match and I was like, hey, I'm going to look at my loadout. I'm going to change some stuff. So I
Mhm.
instantly go into that screen. I'm just already altering shit and then we're into a new match. So I didn't catch on to it until I think game three. And he was trying to combat us with his very poor usage of the word um, shit, and we're just like, you're not making a lot of sense here. Like, it's not a hard word to master by any means. Shit is like one of the easier ones, and it really baffled us. Like, I had the recording. It's actually going up. I think here in like a week or two because I'm only releasing videos 3 or 4 times a week now.
Mhm.
If I don't stream, so it should be up on my channel. But it's literally just me. You see my expression every time he uses a swear word incorrectly. It's like stop. I had to like process what he said, what he meant, whether or not it's a real insult or he's just plain stupid. And mostly it was plain stupid. But we like by game three, I started noticing, oh, this kid sounds really familiar. Why does his voice sound so familiar? And um, when we got the end of match three, game three, whatever, I looked at the playlist and I told my buddy, I was like, hey, one second, I'm gonna get out of the lobby. So we pull out of the lobby altogether, and he's there with us. I was like, this motherfucker. So I got on and I literally just unloaded on him, called him a bunch of names and everything. I was like, look, basically just if it was, look, if you want to play this game, play the fucking game, but you're gonna shut your ass down, shut your ass up, sit down, color, and follow along, or you can be the child and infancy that you are and get the fuck off this platform. Okay?
Mhm.
No one told you to join us. Nobody invited you. The fact that I somehow had my party availability to everyone can join versus just friends, that was on me. That's my bad. I forgot I had to do that on Call of Duty. Typically I don't have that issue. Fortnite, sure. Apex, absolutely. Call of Duty, not so much. I don't see too many people like, I played with this guy. I'm gonna go join his match. At most, they may join my Discord and then try, get me in trouble. But
Mhm.
he got pissed off, and that's literally when he called his mom again. And I was like, whatever. Your mom's a fucking twat waffle, and you both can go have some cunt ice cream. I don't care. Shut the fuck up, and literally just block them. My buddy's like, "You mad?" Yeah, no shit, I'm mad. Did you know he was on our team? Oh man, I didn't know. I didn't know. You don't feel bad? It's like, no. Again, you want to play a stupid game, you take the stupid consequences. As much as it gets thrown around and heavily overused, used to be a really big military jargon, at least in the Air Force, to fuck around and find out. Now it's just being used around like candy at this point. That's what happened. He fucked around. He tried to play a game that is not designed or intended by any measurement for children under the age of 17. And then you get pissed off when you can't handle name calling or, just, I don't want to say harassment, that's really a strong word, or bullying, because that's how adults kind of conversate with each other, especially guys, kind of insult each other, like, me calling you short or small or anything. It just happens.
Well,
So,
especially in the military, it's even worse because I mean,
so
it's like it's wanted and needed.
if you're not doing that and you served or you are serving, typically you don't like that person. You have no respect or appreciation for that person's life at all. So if you just like, okay, yes, Sergeant, yeah, I understand.
Yep.
What happened? And then you can have like a fucking E7, E8. Oh no, man, you're fucking stupid. Yeah, your mom should have fucking swallowed you instead of keeping you. And it's like night and day.
Yep.
I appreciate and respect you, so I'm gonna make fun of you. You're a piece of
It's
shit. I'm gonna leave you
encouraged.
alone.
Yep.
It's frowned upon
Like
if
go
you
there,
don't.
go fuck yourself, and leave me alone.
Yeah, don't you have a never mind. That was gonna go really dark. I'm gonna stop myself on that one.
No, not yet.
No, I'm just gonna no. That involves so many inappropriate things under one umbrella.
No, for the most part, I don't think you were seeking it out, but I avoid those. I avoid kids for the most part.
Mm.
So I mean,
I
if
avoid
I'm
my
not
kids from
streaming,
time
I
to
just
time.
when I'm streaming, I try to avoid them at all costs. But when I'm not streaming, I'm
Yeah.
a little bit more kind of laid back with it. But
No,
again, they're annoying because it's always loud in my headset. They're always so damn loud.
because it sounds like they have a damn microphone shoved down their throat.
That and they have their TV turned up. They're also the ones that are guilty of that as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But if I'm not streaming, I'm not making content or whatever. I'm just like hopping on. No, I don't use voice chat. I don't have voice chat turned on, and like uh, the co-op mode on Call of Duty, where you need a voice headset or you need voice chat turned on so where you can properly work with each other. I play that maybe 2 3 times. I've been playing that with buddies because I don't like using in-game voice, even
Yeah.
though it's two people. But it's the pure fact of I don't want to get partnered up with someone and have to listen to that high pitched voice and be like, oh my god, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. No, I don't care. I had no tolerance for it. I had it happen a
Yeah.
lot when I was playing Apex, and I would hear, no, go around this side. Oh, he's so broken. Oh my god. What? Dude, chill the fuck out, Tweety, okay? It's fine. You don't have to scream out every fucking action. We can see it.
Yep. No, they're the
There's a
best
hit
ones.
list.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But I don't know, I got into a heated argument though. This is really what made me want to talk about it. I got into a heated argument with somebody else, uh, buddy of mine who has kids as well, and I was like telling him what happened, and he's like, "Well, you really shouldn't have been talking that way to kids." I was like, "I'm sorry. You're telling me if you went in, let's say, just say, let's change this scenario up a bit. You take your child into see, oh, I don't know, 50 Shades of Grey. Whose fault is it that he is subjected to all of that gloriousness? Is it the producer, the studio, the actors and actresses, or you, the parent, who bought him the ticket or bought her the ticket, who allowed them to accompany them into the movie theater? It's your fault. If you are in a lobby or play a game and you allow your teenager even, or your, you know, under teenager, preteens, to play a rated M game, and there is aggressive language being turned on and used constantly, who's really at fault here? Because the expectations of a rated M game are fairly set in stone and have been since, well, the late 90s when it got revamped. And it's like, it's not really my fault if your child's in a game with me in my lobby. I don't know if he's a minor or she's a minor. I don't know that. I don't know they're a child until they open their obnoxious voice box. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. But I've also, like I was telling him, I don't use voice chat to prevent this type of thing. And we went back and forth, and he basically was on the side of, well, parents just need a break from their kids. So what's the harm of them playing and play this game? Depends on what avenue you want to take on this, because there are many avenues we could go down. First off, it's not for them. Again,
Oh.
you're gonna send your 10-year-old in to see 50 Shades of Grey by themselves? No.
Which
You will not.
there is no harm in them playing it. The harm is when they can't handle it, and then you get pissed off because they're bothering you, or they're upset because there's people talking to them in a manner they shouldn't be when they shouldn't be playing the game in the first place or using voice chat in the first place. Now I don't know any kids or parents that took their kids to see 50 Shades of Grey, but I hope there was none. But there was a lot that took their kids to see Deadpool, and they all left. Not all. Some left because they were upset because it was a rated R movie, which it clearly stated
But it was a
before they
rated
went in.
R
But
comic book movie.
comic, yes, Marvel movie. That's all they saw. They didn't look. A lot of them didn't look at the rating.
Nope.
So, and I know that yes, it's a Marvel movie. Still, there's a rating for a lot of reasons. Deadpool. If you
It
don't know
wasn't
anything about
Marvel.
Deadpool,
It wasn't Marvel, by the way. It was Fox.
true. But if you don't know anything about these comic book movies, comic book characters, have some type of idea what you're going into before you go in there and before you try to blame again somebody else for the idiotic mistake that you made
Well,
of taking your kid in to see that.
it's almost like there's these ratings, and the ratings have subcategories attached to them. This is rated R: nudity, drugs, violence, gore, language, humor. Like, it's not just like, oh, we just slapped this rated R label onto this movie, and now you need to figure it out. It's a riddle. No, it's,
Oh,
they fucking tell you why these ratings are that way, why this game or this movie has that rating. Because, like, even Call of Duty, this one has like drug references. I think is one of them. Violence, language, and then drug was the big one. I think was.
Mhm.
So, but again,
I mean, and there are a lot of people that are innocent, don't know what's going on when it comes to movies.
yeah,
Um, you've seen Wally, right? So this stick with me. There's somewhat of a comparison here. And you remember the movie Chappie,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
The robotic movie. So somebody thought it was similar in context of a robot and people. I'm like, they're gonna take their, I think at the time, 5-year-old son to see the movie, and I'm like, whoa, no, ho, 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 do not take them to see that movie. Like, why? What's wrong with it? Well, it's rated R. There's a ton of killing, ton of drugs, just craziness. Not for a 5-year-old. Do not go. They didn't know. They looked it up and they found like, oh my god, like thank you for telling me. I had no idea. I thought it was just like Wally or I mean something like that. Because like Chappie, Chappie doesn't sound like a horrible robot movie.
No.
Not at all.
Well, think about
But if you look into it,
But you can take. Okay. So with that said, though, there's a new Winnie the Pooh movie that came out or is coming out.
the horror movie,
Yeah, it's rated
you
R.
can look. You can look at that damn Winnie the Pooh and say, yes, this dude is fucked up.
But here's the thing: is even with the trailer out, even with the Red Band trailer out, with all the information out and all the pictures, yeah, this looks like somebody's tripping balls on acid made this fucking movie.
It looks great, by the way.
No, I mean I fucking want to go see it. But again,
Oh yeah, let's see if you
I'm
see it.
I'm a I probably will because I did. Anyways, we'll talk about that in 11 months. But no, take that movie though. It's like you can go and read a bunch of reviews, a bunch of tweets and everything where people are like, I can't believe they would let Winnie the Pooh do this. I can't believe this is not for children. How dare they? I don't understand. Why is there nudity? Like, did
It's
you
I
did you
mean,
did you not see the images? Did
it's
you
literally
not see
called
the
Winnie
fucking
the.
movie poster?
I mean, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Nothing about that sounds like a family movie. And if for some reason you missed the screen art for it, then you're not trying to pay attention to anything
No, but like
because
that's the thing though. It's like it's the same concept. And again, it let me back up and rephrase. I don't care if you let your kids play anything. I don't care. Not my kids, not my problem. I don't give a fuck. You do you. I swear around my kids. My kids have seen Deadpool 1 and 2. And but the difference is I educate my children. This is not allowed to be sent outside the house. This is not real. This is fake. This isn't appropriate. Blah 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 blah. Life lessons. Because I don't want them to be super fucking naive in their teenage years and be like, "Oh, this isn't real," or "This would never happen," or "I saw this on social media." I'd be like, "No,
yeah,
no, I'm gonna nip that so fucking hard in the butt, so quick." Like my wife and I, and if you haven't already seen it, I do recommend this movie, but just understand, as a parent, as a parent, it's sorry, it's a TV series. As a parent, it is going to piss the fuck off. Now, I'm not just talking like, you're stupid. This is stupid. No, this TV documentary will piss you off and make you want to just cold cock all these fuckers. Because it takes place in the 70s and it's called A Friend of the Family. It's a Peacock exclusive. And if you're not familiar with this, it's very, very basic information. Family member, or two families in the 1970s, early 70s, become really good friends because they are part of a Mormon church. They become really good friends. They spend countless days, weeks, months, and years with each other, doing almost everything together. Family A has three daughters. Family B has three boys and a baby. Family A lets their oldest daughter hang out with this gentleman called B, because that's what they call him. It's the family father of the three boys. Well, B kidnaps her, takes her down to Mexico, and she is, by the way, she is 11, 12 years old when this takes place in 74. He does unspeakable shit to her. He drugs her, does a lot of stuff. The mom and dad of this daughter do not call the cops because B's wife says, no, 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 it's okay. Sure, they'll be back. Go watch the TV series. It's a whole, like, it's a real life situation. It's truly happened. They changed some context for it. If you want to find the whole story, the Netflix documentary goes into more detail. It's fucked up. It's gruesome. It's just terrible. Not gruesome like bloody, but the the information that's given as an
Mhm.
one as an adult, and like like I've always cared for kids. I've always had a strong connection to be like, hey, kids need to be protected. I'm always like very cautious if a kid's running around, like let's say Walmart by himself, I'm the first person like, oh my god, what the fuck is your parents? Where are your goddamn parents? Thank you, military, for ruining me. I'm like, where's your fucking parent? You could be kidnapped, all this terrible shit. Like mine goes a million miles an hour. So I still freak out. I still panic. Did this before I had kids. Worse now. But when you watch this TV series, you see how it all unfolded and how naive and how dumb this daughter's parents were. I literally, you could ask my wife because she was sitting in bed with me too, screaming the same thing: "Is what the fuck is wrong with you? Call the FBI. No, call them now. Don't give a shit if the police station is closed until Monday. Call. Like it's just everything that lined up was just fucking terrible. And it's so bad. It's 9 episodes long. They just had the season finale um, last Thursday before this was recorded. It's a good series, but just be prepared to be so pissed. But this is one of those movies I already have set, or TV show, sorry. I already have set up to going, I'm going to make my kid watch this. Not yet. When they get a little bit older. Probably 12. And just like explain there is danger in all this. You will not be using voice chat on a video game because, again, voice chat, the other side of it is you have your preds, your annoying children, and you have your normal people who don't want to do fuck. They just don't want to do anything. And unfortunately, it's a chaotic mix of both of them. It's not one side or the other.
Mhm.
But there's been way too many cases of I met him online playing World of Warcraft. We're gonna go meet up. Becky's dead in 2 weeks. What the fuck? Like, it's just some terrible, terrible shit. By the way, younger brother met up and got engaged to someone they met on World of Warcraft several years ago.
Didn't they leave? Didn't they get divorced and she
Well,
left him for another guy?
no, she left him for another guy. She cheated on
On.
him, but they were engaged. They were never married. They were
Oh, okay.
engaged. But he was also threatened to be completely exiled. My understanding, from what I've been told, is he was threatened to be exiled from the family if he did this shit. Um, and she cheated. And doesn't matter. But he met somebody on World of Warcraft. They were into basic military training in the Air Force. They were even stationed together, and they almost got married so they could live off base. You know, stereotypical shit. But like the amount of naivety, innocence, whatever you want to call it, that people have with video game voice chat just still blows my mind that we're in 2022 and we still have parents who are like, yeah, go ahead, use voice chat. I get your 10, but go ahead, hop on voice chat. No, like, if you're going to let them play Call of Duty, you're going to let them play God of War. Okay, God of War is not multiplayer. But if you're going to let them play a rated M game, maybe set the expectation that you're not allowed to chat with these people.
Yeah, I mean, what's the difference between like, okay, we go outside, you don't talk to strangers, but here, sit in front of this game, you can talk to anybody you want to.
At least when you go outside and you talk to strangers, at least for my kids, because they will be like, "Hi, how are you? Hey, what's your name?" I'm around,
Mhm.
and I typically have the "don't fucking think of it" look on my face, or "don't fucking talk to me." Also, as a
Yeah.
retail look, like you don't want to do it. You don't want to try this guy. I'm not all there, and you don't want to find out if today's the day. Not feeling it, but like versus like voice chat though. I'm not there. I'm not present. I'm not monitoring everything. If you're gonna let your kid use voice chat, then I highly recommend as a parental unit and just somebody who actually cares, maybe I don't know, be on the headset with them so where you can understand and hear what's going on. And just be aware that if something is said, you still don't have a leg to stand on because
Mhm.
you're letting them use voice chat. But there's really no good way. And I know there's people out there that's like, well, Fortnite's rated E. You're right. I still would never let my children use voice chat because games like Fortnite, unfortunately, I feel like if we were to look at the real statistics, would be quite bad about who's actually talking to who.
Oh yeah.
Just my opinion.
No, it's you're very right in your opinion on that one. I think too. So
It again, it fucking baffles my mind that we're in the year we are. This is still becoming an issue, and the fact that it's actually more of an aggressive issue now because we have social media, we have video games, which is basically social media too. Every child has a phone that's connected to the internet on some degree or another, and there's virtually zero supervision or accountability. And then when shit hits the fan, unfortunately and very sadly hits the fan, people are so baffled of how did this happen? And I'm not saying it's 100% the parents' fault because it's never just the parents' fault. There's so many cogs in the wheel to make this have happen and go. But if we backtrack everything down, for like video games, who bought the video game? Who allowed it to be played? Who allowed the voice chat to happen? There's so many things there, and I personally would never subject my children to that. Will I let them play God of War, Call of Duty? Yeah. Mortal Kombat? Yeah. Hell, my daughter saw me play Mortal Kombat a few months back, and she again, perfect swear. Oh shit! What'd you do? He just ripped his spine out through his chest, and then speared him with it. Oh, that's so cool. And then that's immediately followed by, this is a video game, you know. Yeah. It's not real, you know. Yeah. This can't really happen. Okay. Don't try this on anyone. Okay. Don't do this to your brother. Okay. Don't you fucking do this at school. I won't. God. I'm the overbearing one that's like, I will let you do this, but we're going to have a talk about it. So where I understand that you understand what you're seeing and what you get from it. Otherwise, I don't care. Be well versed. Just be ready for my kid to be the one that teaches your kid bad shit. And that's your fault for letting your kid hang out with mine.
Feeling you're going to be in the office a lot when you get older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
There's no
already
denying
expecting
it.
that. I was telling my wife's
Already
like, I'm
accepted
waiting
it.
for it. I'm waiting for it right now, even. Because, like, my daughter will come home and she'll, we always say, how was your day? How was school? What extra classes did you have today? Because throughout the day or throughout the week, she has like a set number of classes that change each day. And so she'll tell me, and it'll be like today she had art class. I'm like, well, what did you do in art? Nothing. Insert kid name here. John Doe wouldn't let me do this. I got mad. So what did you do? Nothing. Other people saw me. Okay. Good job on situational awareness. There's that. I applaud you for that. Don't hit other kids. Okay. Remember, we don't start anything, but we will finish it. Okay. Okay. So, and of course, like me, her mind goes a million miles an hour. She comes up with all these fabricated stories. What happens if somebody's bullying me? Tell them to stop once. And what happens if they don't? You tell the teacher. And what if that doesn't help? You tell the principal. Then what? Then you're welcome to go unload on them. I think 3 times is more than enough. Hell, if it was me, you would get once. I tell you to stop, and if you didn't stop, I'm gonna get you.
So you're double where I'm at. I give him 2 times. And actually, we had this conversation tonight with my daughter. Is that your body is yours, and anyone puts their hands on you
That's a whole
in a,
different
in
game.
a, in a manner that you don't like, you punch them in the face. I got kind of a side eye when I said it, but no, I'm a firm believer.
Nope.
They put their hands on you in any way that you do not like, inappropriately, you punch them in the face.
Well, I up it. But again, I'm more about the what if. I want to prevent the what if. But I've told my daughter, I've had that same talk with her before, even like we found out a couple months ago that unbeknownst to us, the few times my daughter has stayed the night with my grandparent or with her grandparents, my mom and dad, my mom and dad have been giving her melatonin. Again, not a big deal if we give it to her. Again, my child, I can do that. I didn't know they were doing this, and they, my daughter dimed them out. Said, yeah, they told me, what was? Oh, they gave me the gummy so where I can sleep and not bother them at night, which to me really like dug that nail to my brain a little bit more. I'm like, well, now I'm fucking pissed. I went from just being a
Yeah.
little irate to now I'm fucking pissed. And there's a big leap and bound that I went over. So that's kind of important. So I've told her, I was like, look, you can tell them no. And if they say no, you need it, you tell them no. And if they, and even family, if they still don't say it, and it's grandma, grandpa, it's nana, it's an aunt or uncle, whoever, I don't give a shit who is. If it's family, you tell them you want to talk to dad, and they will call me. And if it becomes an issue, I will handle it. I don't give a shit if you're blood or not. I don't tolerate it. My kid, I am very protective of my children and my family. I'm also very protective of my friends, but not to the point like I would kill someone unless they deserve it, or it's a Tuesday. But I've had that same conversation with her like you did with your daughter, where look, if anybody touches you, and we've told her like these are your inappropriate spaces, you don't allow anybody. And we're getting to that point now because she's almost 6. We're like, look, there are times where you had to figure out how to shower by yourself. You had to figure out how to bathe yourself, how to dry yourself off, how to get yourself dressed. Like you had to do all this because very shortly, mom is not going to be allowed to do it, and I'm not doing it because now you're to the age where I unfortunately don't feel comfortable with everything that's going on in the world. That I don't want something to be misconstrued by her telling a friend tells mom and dad. And it's just this whole fucking ordeal. And it's unfortunate we're there now. But I've also told her if anybody, male, female, trans, whoever, I don't give a fuck who you are, what walk of life you're from. I said, if they touch you and you don't like it, and you don't, it makes you feel uncomfortable. If they touch you like on the shoulder or the head, whatever, you say, hey, stop it, and you push them away. But if they touch you on your chest, your crotch, your butt, you have full authority. And I mean this, I will go to bat with you. I will take everybody down in the circle real quick. I'm not the dad to be fucked with. You have full permission, and I will take you out for ice cream later, to just go around and cold cock them straight in the crotch. Male or female, you just punch them straight in their crotch. And she's like, well, why? I was like, well, one, if it's an adult, they'll be knocked down. If it's a kid, sure, punch them wherever you get, the throat, the face, knee them in the crotch. I don't care. And I had to explain to her, I was like, listen, the crotch is a sensitive area. The throat is a very sensitive area. This is going to take them down, and it's going to give you time to run away. And it's not like run away to be escape from kidnapping. It's just purely run away to get somebody help. And I've told them, look,
Yeah.
if you're in danger or you feel like um, that like this situation is happening, you're being touched inappropriately, you scream bloody murder at the top of your lung, and don't say fire. Yell really strong words. Say the F word. Say fuck. Get the fuck off me. Fucking stop. And she's like, I won't get in trouble. No, you will never get in trouble for doing that. And like difference between you getting I batted at you, my wife just kind of sits there and goes, yeah, that's fine. Absolutely. You're more than welcome to do that. And we've upped it one more where like if you see a one of your friends that's also a girl and this is happening and she's like shrugging or she's saying no, you have permission for that too. Go protect people. It's fine. I'll go to bat for you because especially in today's society, you don't want to be the school that gets reported to the news and with my handiness with social media, to just be like, oh, school XYZ allowed my daughter or allowed these daughters to get touch inappropriate. They got suspended, but male counterparts did not. I'll take you down. I'm mean. I'm malicious when I need to be. But like to get back like the video game because it all does come full circle because that type of stuff can happen because they randomly meet people via video games and like, oh no, it's okay. I know your dad. Oh, okay. He said it's okay. Okay. Yeah, my address is insert address here.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And we've had that. You're not allowed to don't tell anybody our address unless it's
Mhm.
a police, firefighter, EMT, you're needing help. Like mom and dad are collapsed down on the floor. We've told her how to dial 911. We showed her all the tips and tricks and everything. It's like, this is the only time. This is for extraordinary measures. But don't you tell, Susan and Kevin near the grocery store. Choked you. Uh, like, you don't tell Susan and Kevin at the grocery store. You don't mention that stuff. Because my kids have a bad habit. I'll be like, hi, my name is Izzy, and I'm this many years old. Like, no, shut the fuck up. And my wife's like, it's not that big, no. Mm-mm. And now after saying friend of the family, she's very much on my side going, okay, you can't tell people this. No, no, inappropriate.
Yeah. What it just comes down to parenting styles, what you allow your kids to do, and what you are willing to sit down and tell your kids is okay and not okay. And pretty much if you can tell your kid to not be a bitch when they're playing a video game.
I mean, I have to resist surge every day not to Spartan kick my son. He's in a terrible threes right now, but he's about to be the llama on Fortnite, just get obliterated. Fucking asshole.
That happens.
Oh, it does. Thank God I don't. I'm not gonna have any more kids.
Nope.
I'm done. Tapped out.
Mm-hmm.
First one wanted
Yes.
me or made me want to have more. Second one, we're like, haha, no. That was a stupid idea. Who decided that? I get blamed for all of it. So it was my decision. Yeah, it does. It does come down to basically your comfortableness with all of it. Because again,
Yeah.
I'm very open with my parenting style, but I'm also one to have a heart-to-heart conversation with my kid and tell them anything they want to know, and I will educate them the correct way. I'm not going to skew it with um, too many opinions because I do have strong opinions about certain things. But like, I'm if facts can be used, I will use facts. It's like again, Catholic family, or my family's Catholic family. We've talked about this. They can't like my niece or my daughter can watch Red Panda, and if you know the controversy behind that Disney movie, good. My parents forbid my daughter from watching Red Panda at their house, even though that's all she wanted to watch it.
Really?
Because my 5-year-old saw it as a girl transforming into a panda and thought that was so cool that she could transform.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't understand what was being suggested in it. My parents interpreted it as, well, without getting into it, the stereotypical reasoning. And mostly going, well, this is against their teaching. A fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
They're not saying go join this organization. They're just showing a different perspective of someone else's life. And to shelter somebody from that is ignorant. So we're the ones that's like, watch all this stuff. You're not watching Peppa Pig though. Sorry. We're not watching that shit. Caillou, not watching that either. Coco Melon, they've never seen a minute of it. What I'm saying is
Oh
I'm
no.
excelling at parents right now.
I've seen plenty of Coco Melon.
No.
Oh boy.
No. The only thing that triggers them to come running is Bluey.
Fucking Bluey.
I love Bluey. Love it.
You would.
You don't? We'll do a whole episode about
I've
that.
never watched one
Oh,
episode of Bluey.
okay, well, let me just put it this way 3 seasons. There are, so far, there's 2 episodes per season that are banned in the US. For stupid shit. Like, Bandit, the dad, literally, there's an episode where they are not even the main focus of the story. You just get to overhear the conversation. And they're talking about how Bandit and Chili, his wife, don't want to have any more kids. So he's going to go get a vasectomy. And he's like, but what happens if I decide I want more kids? The American version of it is tennis balls and biting. What happens if I just want to chew on a tennis ball again? Like the correlation doesn't really exist, but there's certain things about the episodes that have been banned, so they have to strip it or replace it altogether. Another episode where a horse poops. In Australia, where this show's from, they show a horse pooping and the kids running away. America version of it, you see them riding the horse and then the kids running away. They don't ever see the horse poop because it's inappropriate. I love it.
Of course you would.
Just go watch go watch. Every parent should go watch it. It's so funny. There's so much adult humor in it that is such low key undertone, like probably worse than '90s cartoons because it's blatant when you're an adult. When you're a kid, you don't notice it.
There's no way it's worse than Ren and Stimpy.
I think there are moments where honestly where I can give it for a run because Ren and Stimpy even back then was very divided, and we'll talk more about TV shows that were divisive, as you would. No, you can't watch this because it's blatantly inappropriate. Whereas Bluey has everybody hooked, and they can make these little sly comments or sly innuendos, and then you're just like, that's funny. And that's fun. I like that. And like, there's them talking about why Bandit and Chili are tired the next morning. Oh, your mom and I stayed up late. Hey, Bandit, no, we don't have. They don't need to know everything. They were doing
Yeah.
it. I love it. I love this. Neither here nor there. We'll talk about that another one. But yeah, video games. That pretty much wraps up though. For real, I mean, go watch Bluey. Be an adult. Go watch Bluey. It's on Disney Plus.
Did.
The whole gist of it though was just the fact like nearly it's been going on 2 weeks with me bickering with another adult about voice chats and how children basically just should not be using it. And if they are using it, like I don't blame the person on the other side, I blame the parent because inevitably you are responsible for that product being in your house, that console being in your house, that PC being in your house. That's like it's not just like the freaking Santa Claus popped up and went, here you go, PlayStation 5, unlimited access to PSN, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
No. But I just wanted to rant about that. It got sidetracked.
It worked.
Yeah, it did. But anyways, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I don't think so.
This was a Sig episode. Sig talked a lot.
Sig hates kids. That's the name of the episode.
That's not. I mean, that's not entirely true, but it's also not entirely false either. You're not my child. I got issues. But I've also worked 15 years of retail where little shit have torn up a lot of stuff. And like, I've seen grandmas just backhand the shit out of a child. And I've seen moms and dads just sit back like, no, come on, Tommy, it's okay. Stop. Okay, I'm gonna walk away from you. Stop. And it's just 10 minutes, and this kid's just tearing my shit up. Tearing that end cap up that I just spent 2 fucking hours building. Fucking twat. Yeah, if you're not my kid, I have issues.
Yeah.
So, to be fair, I have issues with everyone, so it's equally spread. Adults to children. Yeah. Anyways, not a great wrap up, but we're gonna move on. Make sure you catch us next week for another episode of Two Guys One Gamepad. Don't forget to add us to the don't forget to add the podcast to your playlist where you can be up to date every time a new episode. And of course, come check us out over on YouTube underneath the same handle, Two Guys One Gamepad. And here's Rahgel for his 2-word exit strategy that he has planned now.
Bye, bitch.
Ah.